Alien Update number 3. Welcome back. Another huge week for news, guys. Yet another high-level government official admitting UFOs exist. A billionaire chimes in on the debate. Multiple sightings and updates on the highly anticipated upcoming UAP report from the government. Let's get into it. The first story this week is from TMZ. Senator Marco Rubio. Let's ID the UFOs flying over military bases. Another huge name admitting UFOs are real. He is the vice chairman of the Senate Committee on Intelligence. In this article, the TMZ reporter catches Senator Rubio at the airport and asks him questions in an unscripted situation, and his responses are amazing. He talks about why the UFO language was added to the COVID relief bill. He states there are UFOs flying over our military bases, and we need to know more about them. Another bombshell, guys. Add his name to the list. So far, we have Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Harry Reid, and the ex-director of National Intelligence, John Ratliff. Can't wait to see who will speak up next week. The next story also centers around Senator Rubio. Duncan Phoenix writes for Mystery Wire about Rubio's comments to Fox News. This week, we got word that the much-anticipated UAP report from U.S. intelligence agencies would be released by June 1st. But Rubio told Fox News they may miss that date. So they're already moving it back. Our third story this week, from Brian Bender, writing for Politico, may explain why the UAP report could be delayed. It seems some governmental and spy agencies are withholding information or ignoring orders to release it. Bureaucracy is famously difficult to work with and get through. And when you add top secret information and military secrets, it gets even more difficult. The agencies discussed in this story are the Navy, the FBI, the Air Force, Army, CIA, NSA, National Recon Office, Defense Intelligence Agency, and Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. Some of those I've never even heard of. So we will keep up with this story, but June 1st is looking a little too optimistic at this point. Our next story is kind of a scary one. From George Fitzgibbon, writing for the New York Post, UFOs harassed U.S. warships off California. Unmanned aerial vehicles swarmed around 3 different U.S. warships in July 2019. The ships were too far out to sea for this to be commercial drones, and they were also witnessed by a nearby cruise liner. This is an incident taken from the ship's logs that were released through U.S. Freedom of Information Act. I think this is the type of incident we will learn about in the upcoming UAP report. Our next story is from clevescene.com. International UFO Investigation Organization sets up permanent headquarters in Ohio. Cincinnati, that is. MUFON, or the Mutual UFO Network, which is dedicated to the investigation, promoting research, and educating the public on UFOs. It has 600 investigators and 4,200 members. It's setting up shop in Cincy because its central location, Director David McDonald's home base, and its proximity to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, which has plenty of UFO history. it is speculated that the right path is where the Roswell wreckage was sent. Our next story is from GeekWire. It's about the possible sightings people had near Seattle, Washington this week. People thought they may be witnessing UFOs, but it was actually Elon Musk's space trash. What people witnessed was the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket piece breaking up upon re-entry into our atmosphere. The rocket was launched more than 3 weeks ago. Our next story also involves Elon Musk. In a story from Fox Business, Samuel Dorman talks about Elon's tweets he made this week about UFO sightings. In the tweet, he draws 2 graphs showing the increase in camera resolution and the seemingly stagnant quality of UFO pictures. I think this makes for a funny debate, but if you have ever tried to take a picture of the moon or a plane with your phone, then you know this is bullcrap. It's hard for our phones and cameras to focus on distant objects, especially if they're moving. I tried to take a picture of the supermoon, which looked amazing. On my phone, it was definitely more of a Clark Kent moon. The phone made it look absolutely ordinary. We have covered a few stories on the search for alien life. This week, another one comes from Gizmodo.com. Where are all the aliens? Maybe trapped in underground oceans. The article discusses how there may be life on distant moons and planets under frozen ice. This story fits in with the article we discussed 2 weeks ago about the planned mission to Europa, one of the moons of Jupiter. The next story comes from mycountry955.com, a UFO sighting over Cheyenne. It was a long, bright light moving too slow to be a meteor and too fast to be a plane. It took 3 to 4 minutes to cross the sky and split up into multiple objects. In the article, there is a video, which is pretty compelling. There is some swearing, so be warned if you watch it with a child. Next is a story about sightings in Toronto, Canada. From IBT, a story of orbs in a triangular formation. The story has a video, so check it out for yourselves. I didn't see anything that makes me think it could not have been drones or those Chinese lanterns that people light. So I would have to lean towards not aliens on this one. Our last story this week comes from express.co.uk. UFO blogger Scott Waring stumbled upon a black triangle which appears to be hovering near the sun. He was looking at the sun on HelioViewer, which allows people to monitor and track sunspots. When he saw the black triangle, he tracked the object and its movements over a year. He states it seems to change direction every 3 months. On his blog and channel, his fans agreed it did look alien. The author of the article, Sebastian Ketley, offers the explanation of a software glitch or data dropout. Could be, but seems weird that the glitch would always be in the same spot and switch directions. That's it for this week. Please like, subscribe, and share to help grow the channel. And as always, you can find the links to all the articles in the description below. And if you have any experiences with UFOs that you would like to discuss and be interviewed for, email us at alienupdateyt@gmail.com. Tune in next week, and let's find the truth together.